clean myself up tonight, sweet mama, now spend the night with you. Ragged and Dirty by William Brown is a really appealing piece. It's not strictly ragtime and it's not piedmont, it's a kind of a syncopated cross, a slow rag, and it reminds me a lot of the playing of Floyd Council. It does so much with just a few chords, as you can see from the chord sheet that I attached to this download. Basically it's just a G7, G7, C, C7, a D and an ordinary G for the introduction. Of course it's what he does with his fingers on the treble strings, particularly while holding a G down, and the way that he bends a note and hammers on and pulls off between the chords that gives it this peculiar flavour, which is really fun to play. He starts off the thing with a little introduction, which goes down just for a couple of bars, but it's completely different from the rest of the introduction. The timing is completely different. And then he moves into an introduction without singing, which is basically the same as the verse, and then the verse is a little bit simpler, and we'll take a look at that later on. There are some things in this song, some little bit of picking techniques that you don't really see in other blues songs, and that's why I wanted to focus on this for a lesson. I think the best thing to do now would be to break down the tablature and take a look at my hands in close-up, and I'll talk over it at the same time and show you how we break this the tablature down so that you can follow it more slowly. Good luck, have fun, and take a look at the second video and you'll see my hands in close-up. This is the first two lines of tablature, showing that little introduction. Now here you can play, I've shown it as 12 strikes. You can just do 6, or as many as you like. You can play around with the timing, because the timing is a little bit different from the rest of the song, which is great. At the end you can hang on to that G chord, leave a space, and leave a space as long as you like, whatever feels good for you. Now I'm going to combine the lines 3, 4 and 5 just up until the vertical lines where we see chord 2 on line 5. I'll play it quite slowly and it sounds like this. And again more slowly. And then moving on line 5 from the vertical bars, we're going to use chord 2 from your chord diagram. And you'll see in this section I'm going to brush my thumb across the treble strings to provide some syncopation. And here we go. I think William Brown played it in this way, but of course you don't have to. There are more than one way to skin a cat, and you could also use your finger. But I think William Brown did this. As we've just seen, but on 7 and 8, line 7 and 8, I show an alternative where you just use your finger. If you use your finger, it goes like this. I'll do that again more clearly. It's difficult to do it slowly. And now moving on to lines 9 and 10 up until the vertical bars on line 10. Here we go. And more slowly. And finishing off line 10 and combining with line 11, we come back to that section that we completed last time. And now I'm going to play from the tablature from line 12 all the way and including line 15, so that it all blends together and you get some idea of how this verse finishes off. Although it's the introduction really, because it's not singing, but it's basically almost exactly the same. We'll talk about that in a minute. So from line 12 to line 15 it sounds like this. Almost. I'll do that again. Now that's the whole introduction, which is almost the same as the verse, except that when he's singing, it simplifies one part of it. And this is the part. When we start the introduction, it sounds like this. But when he sings, he plays this. Which is as shown on the pieces of tablature right at the end on page 3. So instead of this, he plays this. And the rest of the verse is exactly the same, just that small difference when I suspect that it's done just to make it a little bit easier to sing to. And that's it. Have a lot of fun, take it nice and easy, take it slow, try and get that raggedy feel, and most of all make it your own and play it and keep it real.